a weed guy to step it up, and he gave me that. It's called Mind Rape. Well, he only had 3 other batches. Gorilla Panic. They're coming, and something called This Is Permanent. Come on, spark it up.
Welcome to the show!
All right, horns up, metalheads. It's time for another edition of Rockin' Metal Revival. We are back in black and ready to attack. How's
You're
that?
not wearing black, and neither am I.
My pants are black. My shoes are black.
Oh, yeah, your wife says you're black below the waist.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered that. All right, on today's show, we've got the usual.
I'm not sure what that means. Maybe
Here,
because
hold on, I'll show you.
You're poor?
Yeah, because I'm poor.
That's bad.
Oh, that's funny, though. All right, today's show, we've got the...
Because your wallet's empty.
Yeah, my wallet's empty. Yeah, exactly.
That happens.
We've got News of the Weird. We've got Talking Real Metal, and want to welcome back friend of the show, Phil Valinsky of the band Wayland. They've got a new single out.
Nice.
And we're going to give him a call. They've been working in the studio in Memphis. Sounds like the album is almost done.
Probably a country album, huh?
I hope not.
Really?
No.
They're working in Memphis.
Walking in Memphis. No,
Yeah.
never mind. Nah. Hey, you ready for these V shows? We'll talk about.
I will be.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I will be.
All right, kicking this show off. This song used to be my buddy over there's ringtone when he lived out in Portland, so I knew who was calling me. This this is Dream Evil. This is the Book of Heavy Metal, kicking off this edition of Rockin' Metal Revival.
Nice. You know what yours is? The guitar solo to Shapes of Things by Gary Moore.
Nice, thank you.
My
I
favorite
appreciate
guitar lead.
All right. From CD Now or Never, there's Veronica Freeman and Roller Coaster on Rockin' Metal Revival. Now, is that one in the big set list, buddy?
It is.
Yeah,
and that was one of the easier ones for me to figure out.
Really?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
now
it's a good song, though. I like the way it moves, man. I like the way it moves.
Starting Monday, the V is going to be here in Wisconsin. Are we going to get her cheese head? I mean, I think the V would look good in a cheese head, don't you?
Yeah.
Or one of those cheese bras.
Yeah, there you go. That's more in her line, I think. Yeah.
But
I don't know if they make them that large.
That big? No, I don't know if they do.
That would take a lot of cheese. Dude.
Yeah.
That might cause a cheese shortage in the state of Wisconsin.
Might have to get some government cheese.
Yeah.
Ooh. But the V will be here next week in town practicing with the band. And now the band consists of 4 local musicians here from the southern Wisconsin area. One being my co-host right over there, my buddy Jerry. He's playing the guitar. And
I got roped into it.
Yeah,
but
roped into it.
I can't get him untied now.
Hey. You get the... You know, the guy who's got the best view of the whole show
is
Brad Plouffe.
Oh, yeah?
The drummer.
Behind?
He's right behind her all night long.
Well, I'll just roll back.
Yeah?
I'll just stand. Yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe I can just be behind the
behind
the scenes. Just the sound coming out of nowhere.
And along with that will be a bass player, Andy Glass. He who's just a
phenomenal
bass player.
These guys are good, man. That's fun.
And on the other guitar, a young guitar player who we've been watching grow up. And he has grown up to be a fine guitar player and can just shred. He's in a band called Beyond Threshold, but he's playing with the V that weekend, and his name's Roland Bell. And maybe we'll have all those guys in here to do the show next week. We'll have V and everybody in here. And
I don't know, man. Maybe. I don't know if I got enough mics for all that, dude.
Well, I don't need a mic.
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody wants to hear me my bullshit.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll just,
true.
Yeah, you and the V will do the show. But the shows are coming up October 16th, which is at the Drunken Monkey in Janesville, Wisconsin. It is at 1802 Center Avenue in Janesville. So if you're planning on coming down, come on down to the show, and it is a free show.
Woo!
No cover that night.
No cover.
So
not free beer though.
No, but
beers are going to be $40.
And remember, if you've got a good set of cans, Jerry would like to see them. And he's not talking about beer cans either, or your ass.
Don't bring your Iron Maiden, empty Iron Maiden cans.
Yeah, he doesn't. Jerry doesn't want to see any hairy ass at him either.
No, that includes you, dude.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Reamer.
Keep your pants on.
Okay, and then the following night they're in actually Rockford, just outside Rockford, in a town called Cherry Valley, at a bar called Take 20. And then
it's one better than the Take 19 if you've ever been there.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah, and it's a little less than Take 21, but Take 20, it's a great place.
Not quite But you have to be 21 to get in there, right?
Yep. $7 in advance, $10 day of show for Take 20. And then the following day...
And then $30 the day after the show.
Yeah, and you can make those checks payable to Rock and Metal Revival.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday, we head down to Pekin, Illinois for the Rock and Skull Festival.
Where is Pekin, Illinois?
Just north of Peoria.
How far is that?
Hour and a half.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
And then...
I was like, man, if it's way down south Illinois, man, that's a long friggin' haul.
No, it's about an hour and a half.
Man, this is like being in a touring band.
Exactly.
But that's it, though, right? These
three shows. And then on that day, you guys will be playing with Hardline, the Bullet Boys.
Hardline doesn't have Neil Schon, though, does it?
No, but it has Jeff Scott Soto.
Oh, no shit?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck. Don't tell me this shit.
Yeah.
I'm
and
done.
Pretty Boy Floyd and a couple other bands, but you guys will be playing on that lineup on Sunday.
Yeah, what's his name? Mark Torrey and Bullet Boys are on that one.
Yep.
Too.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool.
So we got that going, and that's all coming up. So we hopefully will see you out, come out and support Rock and Metal Revival, and please come out and support the V. Buy our CDs. And
everybody loves the V.
Everybody loves the V. So looking forward to that. Hey, this weekend I'm off to see one of my favorite bands. They're going to be signing a guitar for my birthday party, so we can auction it off, make some money for the animal rescue.
Who's that? Led
Talking
Zeppelin?
about Boba Flex.
Boba Flex.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna go down and see them. They're playing with Rollin' Bell this weekend.
Really?
Yeah, in Belvedere. So
cool.
This is their first song that made me a fan. This is called "Bury Me with My Guns On." It's Boba Flex on Rock and Metal Revival.
But not your pants, right?
No,
just your guns.
Just my guns.
That's it.
Yeah.
Which guns? Not the arms. Your other guns. Or
my love gun.
Your love gun.
There's brand new Iron Maiden from their CD, The Book of Souls, called Tears of a Clown. It ain't the old Smokey Robinson tune either.
No. I guess they wrote it about Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Well, it's a cool album.
I like the song. I haven't heard the album yet.
Yeah.
You're Bogarting it for me.
I still haven't gotten through the whole thing in one sitting, which I want to do, but I've been so busy with everything else.
Yeah.
But
you've been a busy guy lately, man.
It's good. I like it better than Operation Mindcrime.
The Key?
Yeah.
You didn't like that one?
No.
What didn't you like?
Pretty much everything.
Really? You didn't like the musicianship? You didn't like
the musicianship was okay.
Yeah.
But it was nothing creative. It just seems very lame to me. Maybe I need to sit to listen to the whole thing, but I listened to some of it while I was driving, and I couldn't even get through whole songs. I had to forward.
I know you've been so busy learning these V songs that that's
mainly,
pretty much
that's
taking
pretty
up all
much
your
all
music.
I'm listening to anymore.
That's why I haven't sent you the new Saxon.
Oh, you fucker! You got the new Saxon?
Yeah, but you've been busy. I don't want you.
I know.
Yeah,
but I do want.
I've got it though, so don't worry.
That.
All right, it's time for News of the Weird, and as always, these people, they need help. They need a helmet.
Yeah.
All right. Burglary suspect returns to scene of crime for his lost keys and cell phone. Suspect is believed to have been involved in 2 other crimes that night.
Nice.
Twin Falls, Idaho. A man is charged with burglary after police say he returned to a Twin Falls, Idaho home after he had forgotten his car keys and his cell phone. Newspaper says a woman called police when she found her home ransacked on Saturday with a stranger's cell phone on the bed and a strange car parked behind the property. Police were at the scene when the 22-year-old Caleb Funke,
Funke?
Yeah, Funke, was dropped off near the vehicle. Officers say Funke told them he loaned the car to a friend and the keys got locked inside. Keys were found inside the burglarized home, unlocked, and started the vehicle. Court documents say Funke acknowledged during the interview with police that he was involved in at least 2 other burglaries that night.
Me, it was some other funky bastard.
It was a funky
I've
night.
been I'm just too funky for this, man.
Get the funk out.
Man, get the funk out of here.
Cops find 3,500 knives, swords, and blades in Florida woman's home. Florida,
nice lady.
Police say she attacked
She's
an officer with a machete.
Sharply attired house.
It seemed that she was a little on edge and might have had something to do with all the swords and knives on her wall. Deputies paid a visit to the Brookfield, Florida home of Nicole Dakima after her neighbor Dorothy Clegg complained that Dakima slashed her window screens and air conditioner with a large knife.
Dang.
She never wanted anyone to go in her house, and now I know why, said Clegg.
Nice.
Yeah, if you were like dating this girl, like you came home at night and you were dating her and she had all these knives.
Yeah, she says, "Come over to my place. I got something to show you."
Ain't that like a Glenn Close tip right there?
Oh yeah, and she's cooking your animal.
Yeah,
on
you got
the-
your dog's brains. And
Oh, jeez.
woman used fake penis to pose as man convicted of sexual assault.
Nice.
She said, "I had my eyes wide shut," the victim said.
Oh, jeez.
The penis was fake, but the verdict was real.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, a woman who posed as a man to maintain a steamy relationship with another woman was convicted of sexual assault in England. A jury
England.
determined that Gail Newland, 25, used a prosthetic penis during sex with a victim who wore a blindfold at Newland's request under an elaborate ruse.
Oh,
The victim was made to believe Newland was a man and didn't discover Newland's true gender until she took off her blindfold in the final encounter. That's what I think Jim Bob did for years. He blindfolded his
yeah. So they think
his
he
victims.
So they think he was a guy.
So they just thought he was, Brad Pitt or something. Thought he was a member of Trickster.
No, they think he was Hank Hill.
I'll tell you what, boy. All right, so, man urinates on passengers during JetBlue flight, police say. Somebody was definitely pissed on. Portland, Oregon. Now, you used to live out there? Yeah.
Did you just take... didn't you just come back? Was that why... Didn't you just come back from a trip to Portland?
No, I've never been to Portland.
JetBlue? No, that wasn't you?
No.
Sure.
The only reason I would have ever went to Portland was to see you.
Yeah, and I'm not there.
And you're not there anymore, so, all right. An Oregon man is facing charges after authorities say he urinated on passengers on a flight from Anchorage to Portland. 27-year-old Jeff Rubin was arrested on Friday after JetBlue Flight 47 arrived at Portland's International Airport. Police say passengers and airline employees told officers Rubin had been sleeping for most of the flight. About 30 more minutes before landing, he stood up and just began urinating through the crack between the seats in front of him onto passengers sitting there. Port says that he lost his balance and fell backwards, spraying urine on passenger seats and luggage.
What a scene.
That asshole's lucky I wasn't on that flight.
Somebody should have kicked the living crap out of him.
No
man.
kidding.
No, then you'd have had a real mess, though.
Exactly.
You had crap flying, too.
That's going to wind up news of the weird.
Think he was drinking?
Maybe.
I'm thinking they might have served him a few drinks at the bar at the airport or at the on the flight, maybe. Did they not have a bathroom on the flight?
Have you never noticed that every time you get on a flight, there's one really drunk guy that's afraid to fly?
Oh, yeah. That must have been him.
That was Andy Bell when I went to
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's get back to the music. So, hey, I know you were really excited when I put this on the playlist, so let's play it now. From their CD Karma, here's Winger. This is called Feeding Frenzy.
I did slam you, didn't I?
Get your shirt out there, Stuart.
I did slam you, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Yep.
First song on that list was Winger. I'm like, are you trying to make my head explode?
What the fuck?
All right, here's Winger on Rock and Metal Revival.
I didn't have anything to do with this.
Here's your latest hard rock and metal news on Rock and Metal Revival.
All right, Metalheads, time once again for talking real metal, news you can't use. Gather the kids around the stereo speakers because they won't learn this shit in school.
Hell yeah. They don't want to learn anything in school.
No, they just want to...
Except how to text.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that.
Nothing. LOL.
Yeah.
FML.
Yeah.
All right. Vinny Appice.
FML? Fuck my... Oh, okay.
Vinny Appice, Craig Goldie, Sean McNabb, and Chaz West joined forces in the Resurrection Kings.
Man, how many...
That was the band Vinny was talking about us when he was on with the Drum War thing.
Oh, yeah. He's in so many bands. Jeez. How can he have time to eat or sleep?
No.
Jeez.
Probably doesn't.
Yeah.
Anthrax's Frank Bello. I truly love John Bush. I wonder if that's a man crush or just...
I don't know. They haven't talked in a while. Sorry,
right.
Because there's this thing going on now between
Anthrax
Bush
and Armored Saint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and Bush, I guess. Right. I don't know.
Sebastian Bach understands why people keep asking for Skid Row reunion because it was the best of Skid Row. I mean, the first three albums, great Skid Row stuff. The rest of this shit,
and him on his own,
no. Tom
not there.
Tom Araya Repentless album is really good for half of Slayer.
because they didn't have their drummer.
Oh,
They had a drummer.
they had a drummer.
They didn't. They should have let freaking Gary Holt take more part in it instead of keeping it all to them fucking selves, man. You know?
Metallica limited edition beer to be made available in Quebec. If you were in Canada, please send us a case.
Yeah, or two.
Or two. We'll have a party.
Yeah.
Kiss is America's #1 gold record award-winning group of all time.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
That's what Gene says. All right, Queensryche, Michael.
Just ask him, he'll tell you.
Queensryche, Michael Wilton says, "Condition Human is an evolution from the self-titled album."
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
cool.
I'm looking forward to hearing that.
Hailstorms, Lizzie Hale says she's given up on all vices on tour except sex. Lizzie, my number is...
Yeah, really. Corey was just at a show.
Yeah,
I wonder
I told
if he
him, I
scored.
said, Corey, give her my number.
Go score with her.
Yeah.
She's my
He's going to be here to see you play with Veronica. He's going to be here for 2 nights, yeah.
Uh-oh.
The guy that invented the internet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. Kiss, new Kiss-related book, Gene, Ace, Paul, and Peter explores 1978 solo albums.
So you'll only read a quarter of that.
Yeah, I'll read the
Ace
Ace part. Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls lands at number 4 in the Billboard charts.
Yeah.
Richie Blackmore taps exciting, quote unquote, new lead singer for upcoming rock show. Why didn't he just take Joe Lynn Turner?
Because he didn't want to pay him. He doesn't want to have to. He wants to make as much money as he can in this little cash grab. And it's like, come on.
I'm not going
And
now.
you know who the exciting new singer is?
Who?
Probably his frickin' wife.
Or his son. Yeah, Slash's brother apologizes for calling Axl Rose a fat bastard.
I call him a fat bastard all the time.
Can I borrow
Actually,
your crapper?
fat bastard.
All right. Saxon's Biff Byford says, we like to keep the 80s essence there, but
Get
we
in
like
my
to sound
belly.
more modern as well. I like the new Saxon.
Do you?
Yeah, it's good.
You're not. Come on, you got to share it, dude. I got to listen.
I'll
to
send it to you this afternoon.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
thanks.
Jakey Lee's Red Dragon Cartel escapes unscathed after limo catches fire. I sent Anthony a text saying, quit smoking in the
You
vehicle.
said, man, you guys are really getting hot.
You guys are hotter than hell. Paul Stanley says Dee Snider is a wannabe who desperately wants attention, to which Dee Snider replies, for some reason, you are oddly threatened by me. And you're both really becoming has-beens.
Yeah, and it's like, what are they arguing about? I think it's
who's less douchey? I don't know.
I don't know. Who wears more makeup,
I guess.
off stage?
Now, why don't we play a real band?
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, okay. Let's
do
play
that.
some Thin Lizzy.
There you go.
From their CD Renegade, this is Hollywood, Down on Your Luck. Winding out this hour. We'll talk to Phil Valensky from Wayland coming up next hour right here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Can't go wrong with Lizzie.
This portion of Rock and Metal Revival is brought to you by...
Who was your drummer? Stumpy's replacement, Peter James Bond. He also died in mysterious circumstances. We were playing a
Festival?
Jazz Blues Festival. Where was that?
Well, blues jazz, really.
Blues Jazz Festival.
It was in the
Isle of Lucy.
The Isle of Lucy.
Isle of
Jazz
Lucy.
and Blues Festival.
And it was tragic, really. He exploded on stage.
Just like that.
It just went up.
He just was like a flash of green light, and that was it. Nothing was left. It was
His face.
Well, there was.
It's true. This
true.
really did
There was a
happen.
little green globule on his drum seat.
Like a stain, really.
It was more of a stain in a globule, actually. And
You
it
know,
was
dozens of people spontaneously combust each year. It's just not really widely reported.
Right.
Yeah.
There's Crocus from their CD Painkiller. No, it's Headhunter. I'm sorry, Headhunter.
Hey, they had a new album out. I didn't know that. They were on Painkiller, too?
Yeah. They were
Wow,
on
that
the
was
Priest.
a
This is called
seriously badass album.
Yeah, that was Screaming in the Night on Rock and Metal Revival. I got to quit drinking while
Yeah,
I'm doing
I
this
know.
job. Coming up, we're going to talk to Phil Valensky of Wayland, and as Jerry, you know, one of my favorite bands. I like to hang
yeah.
out with those guys.
Good
And
guys, man.
Great guys, and they play around here a lot.
Yeah.
But every time you go see them, man, they put on a hell of a show. And
So many songs, man.
yeah.
When I saw them, I was like, I only know 4 or 5 of these songs. And then they just keep playing. They had
Yeah.
so many damn songs. Good
And-
stuff.
Yeah, very good. And they've got a new single out called Bloody Sunrise. I know you can hear it here on
And
our
it's-
show.
And it's not about
it's-
waking up with the period.
No, Jesus. No. And,
No? Okay.
So
Just checking.
Yeah. Phil has become a pretty good friend of mine, Phil Valensky from Wayland, and he agreed to come on the show today and talk about what's going on with Wayland. And we'll talk to him next, but right now let's play the new single. This is Bloody Sunrise on Rockin' Metal Revival. There's brand new music from Wayland. It's called Bloody Sunrise on Rockin' Metal Revival, and Jerry, that song's got a little different tone to it than the Waylon we've heard in the past.
Yeah.
And I like it.
It's kind of cool, man.
I'm liking it a lot. And on the phone with us is friend of Rock and Metal Revival and a great guitar player. I'm talking about Mr. Phil Walensky of Waylon. How you doing, Phil?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Digging the new song, man. And, it's been a while since we heard a single from you, since we heard Get a Little, but it kind of sounds like a little bit of a change of direction.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. We can never tell what, to us it always just sounds like us. But, yeah, I mean, we write a lot of different kind of songs depending on what mood we're in or whatever. I guess we don't ever really plan that, what direction. But I guess we've been in the studio in Memphis for the last few months, on and off, finishing this record. And we're actually, next week we'll be finishing up the last couple songs. And it is a different flavor. Like, I can honestly see a clear difference in kind of what we've put out in the past and this record. And I guess and Bloody Sunrise definitely fits into that kind of new vein of Waylon.
So are you happy with the progression so far?
I couldn't be happier. I mean, I'm really proud of the band. Everybody has been playing with a fury in the studio. And a lot of that, I can attribute to the producer, Justin Reimer, who's pushed us all performance-wise and technically and creatively. Mitch especially is just on fire right now. He's, the sensitive stuff he's been singing is like really, really intimate and really intense, and the big wild stuff is just like it's through the roof. Like I'm usually the only other one in the studio when Mitch is doing vocals, and there's been so many moments that I just put myself in check because it's an honor to be witnessing what he's recording.
Sweet.
Well, Phil, through the years, through your self-entitled disc that you put out, and then the EP, and then the singles you've been putting out, Waylon's been playing out on the road over and over and over, and I know you guys hear all the time, when are we going to hear an album from Waylon? But you guys, this has been a labor of love. This should, you guys have worked on this for, a couple of years now?
No, we've only been working on this record since March, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we had a whole other record. Just to be honest with you, we had a whole nother record almost finished and ready to go, and ran into some political issues with the people that were making the record and had to can the whole thing and start over.
Songs and all?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's a couple that we may end up giving them another shot at a later date, but we're that kind of band where we don't really dwell on songs.
Yeah.
Like if a song isn't working out, it's like, well, let's just write a better one. We can do better. So we're always trying to outdo ourselves.
Yeah.
Even if we get a song finished, we'll go back and rewrite the lyrics again just to see if we can beat it.
Wow.
That's a good idea, though.
Well, I've seen some pictures of the studio work, and I saw that now Jesse James Dupree was sitting in the studio with you one, guys. Is he really giving you guys some kind of direction on how to go, or is he just kind of overseeing the project?
He just wishes we had more chainsaw on the record. I can't figure out why that didn't catch on for anyone else.
Yeah, every song needs a chainsaw solo.
No, Jesse's he's a really good kind of outside ear for us to run things by. He's got a lot of musical knowledge, as well as like just understanding the whole lineage of rock and roll and the way where we come from with it and what we believe in and where our band is heading. And what we see ourselves as. And sometimes it's funny as a band, you see yourself as one thing, and you're totally not that. Like when Mitch and I first started playing together, we played acoustic all the time, and we would play out, and we thought we rocked so hard, and we were just these two jackasses on acoustic guitars. And people would say, "Yeah, man, it's really really cool. You guys remind me of Dave Matthews."
Ooh.
And we'd be like, "What?" We're just disgusted. But it's like, well, of course we did. We were two guys on acoustic guitars. So, so Jesse, we do bounce things off of him because he helps us, keep it in perspective. And I got to say, he is really hard to impress. Like over the last couple of years, he has not been impressed with anything that we've recorded or put out. Honestly, it's always like, oh God, I got to send this to Jesse. Here we go. he's going to beat us up over it. But this record, hearing the new stuff, he has been nothing but positive and really impressed, and really impressed with the direction, really impressed with the production, impressed with the performances and the songwriting, which is huge to us because, seriously, I mean, if I don't know if you guys know him, but getting a compliment out of that guy it's near impossible.
Yeah. You know what you should do? You should record like an acoustic version of She Loves My Cock and see if he likes that.
That is his main love ballad that he does.
I think that would sound good. And then put some cowbell in it.
Hey, Phil, I see that you guys are going to be doing some shows with Jack, or well, at least one show with Jackal up in Green Bay. And do you get a chance to play with those guys much?
Here and there. We don't usually plan it. It's like kind of like, if I notice that they're playing in, West Virginia, and we happen to be routing through that area, I can give them a call, and we'll get on the show. But actually, the end of November, we planned it, and we're doing like a little run with them. I think it's maybe a week and a half or something. We're going to do all the shows together. I know we're doing Green Bay, Indianapolis. We're doing Watsika, Illinois, Cincinnati. So just like a handful of shows. We love playing with those guys. It's a great time. And honestly, it's, they have a crowd that's so dedicated to their music. The Jackal fans are hardcore. And so it's a challenge for us. We love it. We get up there and try to convert.
Yeah.
We want that merch line at the Whalen booth longer than Jackal's, so we go for it every night.
Well, Phil, speaking of rabid kind of fans, the Whalen Warriors, now I was up at Taste of Madison, and I tell you what, a lot of people come out to see you guys up here in the Midwest. Do you find it easier to play in the Midwest, being Midwest guys, or is your music pretty much going nationwide now?
We've noticed the show's growing at a rapid rate all over the country. Out west has been booming for us, out in Idaho and Spokane, Washington, and Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, the Dakotas. And down south has grown this last year like crazy, the Carolinas and Louisiana, Mid-South as well. So we see all this growing, but which is really exciting for us because that's, when you go somewhere you're not from at all, you don't know anybody, and then all of a sudden people are singing the words to the songs, and the attendance is growing in the clubs. I mean, that is like the most exciting thing there is. But playing in the Midwest is, like Madison's a great example where we kind of feel like, they've grown up with us. Even though I know there's a lot of new faces, the crowds are growing in the Midwest faster than anywhere. But for some reason, it just kind of, we feel at home there, and it feels like we know everybody so well. It's just really special.
Now, you played another new song at the Taste of Madison. The name of the song was called, what, Back to Life?
Yeah, we did do that one there.
Yeah, now is that something that we will hear on the new album, or was that you guys just trying that out that night?
That will absolutely be on the new record.
And I can attest to this, Jerry. That song kicked ass. I was like, damn.
Cool.
I thought that was awesome. I had to send Phil a text to find out what the name of that was right away.
Did it have cowbell in it, though?
No, but I think it could.
See, because, you got to have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Got to have that in there, man.
Exactly.
So
we'll work on it.
All right.
Hey, now, Phil, you're going to be doing a show in Madison, High Noon Saloon, the night before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
cool.
So that'll be a night to everybody to bring out their turkey drumsticks and celebrate with the band. And then you're going to be in Rockford, October 28th. You got some more shows around here, too, don't you? Will Rock?
Those are the two I know of. Will Rock, yeah. I don't know. That's in Franksville, Wisconsin, I think.
Yep.
Cool.
Is that close to that?
Yeah, you're not far from here. No, that's not far from here either. And then this weekend, you're in Indiana. Am I right?
We were last night. We did a private party there.
Okay.
But over the weekend we have Columbus on Friday and Parkersburg, West Virginia on Saturday.
And you got a lead singer celebrating a birthday on Saturday?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be fun. That'll be a party.
Yeah. Any requests for the listeners to bring anything out for Mitch? Is there anything that he,
I'm trying to think.
Just all the hot chicks need to show up.
All he can do is you got to tease Mitch about his new haircut.
Oh, did he get a Bieber?
We've been teasing him like crazy.
Bieber.
I don't know what you'd call it. It's hard to describe, but it's fun to tease him about it.
And I guess one more thing. How did Dean do in the studio?
Dean killed it. He's still killing it. He'll be. We're heading back to the studio on Sunday, and we'll work for like 10 more days to track these last few tracks. And man, Dean, I think he's really pushed himself. We've been talking a lot about different bass players, and I know he's been listening to a lot of Rob DeLeo, from the Stone Temple Pilots, and because that dude's got his own style, how he really sneaks in different melodies and moving around. And I think Dean's kind of taken that on. I can hear it coming out in his playing, and it's been a fun process. Like we've, Mitch and I, write the songs, and Justin Reimer, the producer, has gotten really involved with the songwriting. So like last week, those guys weren't around, Dean and Tyler, and Mitch and Justin and I went in and wrote 3 songs in 3 days, which we did not even know if that was going to be possible. We had no ideas going in or anything. And so it was so much fun to kind of reunite with the guys that came back, and we played them the songs, and to have that approval and that, pat on the back from your brothers in the band is like, that's what we live for. Every night on stage, we're always trying to impress each other more than anybody. We're always trying to, play different notes or sneak something in or a new intro or whatever. Like, we're just always trying to impress each other. Well, so that's kind of what the record, this whole process has been about, is just hearing each other kick ass. I mean, Tyler's playing on these new songs is more explosive than I've ever heard him play.
Well, that's awesome. I'll tell you what, and I've said this numerous times, you guys are one of the best live bands, one of the most fun to go out and see. And if you're out in the area, check out Wayland.com, and don't miss a show if Wayland comes to your town. And Phil, we appreciate your time. You got any kind of a date you're shooting at for release on this album?
No, we stopped doing that a long time ago. I mean, you gotta remember, we've never actually put out a record. We've had those other discs come out where it's like, hey everybody, it's available at our merch table now. But I think we're gonna plan this a lot better and do something a little bit different with the release. So we're kind of learning as we go. So we want to plan it out the right way and not do it last minute. So we're just worrying about getting the record done, getting it all recorded, getting a sequence, song order, getting the artwork, all those little things, and then we can talk about, exactly how and when we're going to release it.
Very cool. Well, we look forward to it, Phil. We appreciate you taking time out to talk to us. Our listeners are loving Bloody Sunrise, and I tell you what, another tune that they really dig is Welcome to My Head, and we thought about playing that one coming out.
Oh, cool. That's become such a signature song for us. We didn't really realize it was going to happen like that when we were writing it or recording it, but we can't really play a show without playing it, and it is cool. It's fun. We've it's grown so much on the road from playing it live, and Mitch and I were just jamming on it the other day, actually, where he's going to play guitar on it and stuff. It's kind of one of those songs that's always changing. We do about 10 different versions of it, and it's really fun.
All right, well, cool. Phil, you guys travel safe, and we'll see you when you get back up here to the Wisconsin area.
All right, talk to you guys soon.
Thanks, Phil.
There's Motorhead and Symphony for the Devil from their CD Black Magic on Rock and Metal Revival. And, dude, it was fun having Phil on the show.
Yeah, good guy, man.
Yeah.
Fun to talk to.
He's a lot of fun. And if Wayland's coming to your area, go see him. Wayland.com is their website. Check out their tour. And if you get a chance to see Wayland, I suggest you go out and do it.
For sure.
Yep.
Good stuff.
And remember, mark down October 16th, 17th, and 18th, the V coming on the Now or Never tour to the Midwest. And I got to let Jerry get back to practicing.
Man, I got to get to I got to clean my studio, too.
Yeah.
Dude, I need your help on one day this weekend or something.
Next weekend, right here.
Got to make it nice and spiffy, shiny.
The V. In the studio.
In studio.
Yeah.
This could be crazy.
Could be crazy.
Could be really crazy.
Do we have to get dressed for that?
I'm hoping not.
All right. Okay. Veronica Freeman.
She doesn't.
No, she doesn't. We won't. All right. So Veronica Freeman on the show next week right here on Rock and Metal Revival. And until next week, as we always say, don't drink and drive.
Smoke and fly.
Peace.
This brings to an end another edition of Rock and Metal Revival. If you enjoyed it, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell two. Until next time, this is Rock and Metal Revival.
So Who put his hoo-hoo dilly in your cha-cha?
To catch the whole show of Rock and Metal Revival, all you have to do is check it out on these affiliates. Mega Rock Radios on Saturdays from 11 a.m. Eastern Time, and on Uncontrolled Noise Tuesdays at 1 a.m., Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and on Saturday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern on UncontrolledNoise.com. And make sure that you leave them a message and tell them that you found Rock and Metal Revival on their stations. Enjoy this edition of Rock and Metal Revival.